How long did you stay in that lane?
Well, I'm trying to think. It was a couple of years.
Couple years?
Yeah, but like a couple of years, different churches. Like we went to a Baptist church for a while, but it was like a Baptist church where the guy was like real handsome. You'd see him on TV, like one of those guys that had billboards.
Yeah.
And then, but at the same time, I went to Catholic school, and then we left that and went to some weird church that was like a barn, and that's where the traveling hippies who drew pictures came in. And I think my mom was just trying to find an identity and do the right thing with the kids, and she just kept getting,
How did
suckered
you
in.
stop, or what led to you know what I mean, getting away from it? How'd you get away?
I don't know. I think my mom was not dumb, and I think she wanted good in life, and that's why she did it. And then when she realized everybody's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Churches are all crazy. But they had this special thing at the Calvary Baptist Church where they had this guy come with a mullet and a bunch of cassette tapes, and he played backwards songs for us. And I wouldn't even look at Led Zeppelin.
Really?
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, as a kid, that'll really mess with your head.
And none of it was real. It was all, if you listen to anything backwards long enough, you're going to start hearing something.
Right, yeah.
So it was a lot of, yeah. And I'm
You're like, there it is, man.
Yeah. Did you hear it right there?
You said, stop drinking soda. I got
Yeah, and then they made me think Prince was bad.
Yeah.
And I had to take that down, and I lost a lot of stuff.
I went out with a girl that was half Korean, her mother full Korean, and they believed that Annie Lennox was the Antichrist.
Really?
Yeah, like full on.
Why? Because she had short hair?
I don't know, but like full on super religious.
I'm not so
Dude,
sure
look
that's
at your
not
head
true.
of hair. I'm just looking at that right
Like
now.
that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's dope,
I
man.
gotta look at it every day.
Yeah, I would like to borrow that. That's good stuff.
How old's your dad?
My dad?
Yeah.
He's 71 or 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his hair?
Oh, he's got the horseshoe.
Oh, he does?
Just like, yeah, but he's had it like almost my whole life.
My dad's almost 70.
Full head?
Like a 60s doo-wop singer.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, his father looks like he could be the president in any movie from the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, he's full head of hair, real distinguished looking. His whole family's got good hair. My brother had hair like you all of his life. And then like 5 years ago, comes home one day with a full head of hair, and I looked at him and I go, what? And he goes, I just decided to grow it out. I go, I didn't know you had the
What?
option to grow it out.
He had it shaved down.
You've been shaving it down
Dude,
forever.
Bert's is so sad.
I know.
He's got like
We watched it over the years.
oh, and then he's got the big
Yeah.
spot in the back, and then he's got like this really sad hat collection that like he tries to make it like I got fedoras and stuff.
Yeah, but it's
it's
just
eccentric. His personality, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just like
He used to have that stuff that he'd put on.
The
Yeah.
sawdust.
yeah.
Yeah.
I never got that.
He was like,
He's putting the sawdust
oh,
on.
there it is.
yeah.
X-Pac.
Dude. Oh, there's so many holes. Look at me, come on. He's basically
Well, that's X-Pac, the wrestler, and that's Bert using his cinnamon on his head.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
that's really good until you sweat.
All
out,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
I couldn't. This is it. This is what I got. It's not my fault. It
dude,
wasn't like
all I did is just take it down,
yeah.
man.
It wasn't like, oh, look at all the hair he had
doing?
there. Look at all the hair.
Oh,
he
that
had
he would give you. Look how thin he is there.
Yeah.
It's got to be under 3.
there. 3. Where did you guys first meet?
We first met at the Brea Improv.
Uh-huh.
I was emceeing. He was middling for Jay Moore, and I met him at the show.
And do you instantly like him?
I'm trying to remember
Because it seems to me he would annoy you.
You know, he was. If he would have really been himself, I'd been like, this guy's annoying. But he was a dialed down version of himself. I think working that week,
Right.
and he was great on stage. So I was, so if you're emceeing, you're watching the guy who's obviously ahead of you,
Right.
and I was like, wow, man, this dude, like, 'cause he was killing. I remember
That was the weekend that I got married.
Really?
16 years ago. Everybody was here on a Sunday.
What year was that?
16 years ago. 2003.
Yeah, that would have been
Oh, really? At the
probably
same time?
Probably when I worked. It was probably 03. Yeah.
We went to see Jay because Jay was popular.
Yeah.
And whoever was left in town came with me to go see him on a Sunday night. And I saw Bert, and the next day I'd never gone searching after who that person was more than I did. I called the club. I had to get this.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't no idea he was from the area. And
Oh,
then
that's funny.
I talked about it on the air, and some lady's like, he's from Lutz, and his dad is a lawyer here. And I went, oh, so that's how we were able to hook up.
The funny thing was, I ended up coming here, and his family has a beach house.
Yeah.
So I stayed at the beach. I'd known him at this point not that much, and he was like, "You stay at my beach house," because he'll just a guy could walk down the street. He'd be like, "You want to come to my house?" Like he'll just invite anybody to anything. So, anyways, I'm staying at his house, and he was coming to do radio. He must have been coming to do your show.
That's so
All
funny.
right, this is like now 04 or something.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, cool. And I remember he picked a bunch of donuts, and then he brought back donuts. And I was like, I like this guy. So, anyways, we're talking. I'm asking him comedy questions. He's telling me all these stories. And I didn't know until we're in his house that he had gone to Florida State. And
Right.
I'm a lifelong, I didn't go there, lifelong Florida State fan.
Oh, really?
And that's like all I wanted to talk about was Florida State football, and he knows nothing.
Nothing about football. Yeah,
So I was like, dude, you remember this game? He was like, I was probably there, but I was probably pretty drunk. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, of course he was there. He was there for 7 years.
Yeah.
He was there for all the good players.
I was like, dude, you were there like Charlie Ward. He was like, yeah, I think so. And then I think we won a national championship. I'm like, you don't remember a national championship? He was like, I think so. And then we went to the national championship game. He took me to the national championship game in 2013 where they beat Auburn in the fourth quarter on the final drive. And I couldn't find him. I'm like, where are you? He's like, oh, I left. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. I don't know. I just had to get home. I was like, do you know this isn't like a high school game, right? Like this is the biggest game. He's like, what happened? I'm like, you won. That's what happened. Your school won.
How do you become an FSU fan? Where'd you grow up? Did I ask you that already?
Well, I moved around a lot. I think it's like, it's kind of in your house if like your dad's into a certain sports. My dad loved college football.
Okay.
So we moved around, and then we ended up here in Florida. So I ended up in Vero Beach.
Oh.
And I was already a fan.
Right.
But then, like, once you're in the state, you kind of got to align yourself, right, with somebody. And especially it's the mid-'90s. I mean, or early 90s. So it was,
That's why I don't
that's
like
the
college
heyday.
ball.
Because of...
I grew up in New York.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Nobody really cared about college. I mean, at the time, Syracuse.
Yeah, but
was
see,
the big
I
team.
remember being in school and like, or even out of it, and you talk to people who are like, college football sucks. Like, where are you from? They're like, New York. Like, yeah, because your college football sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you grew up here, you'd be obsessed.
Here, totally. And also, I didn't play in high school. If I did, I probably would have had more of an interest in what happens after high
That's
school.
true.
So
yeah.
Tom Segura is in the studio with us. He has got 3 shows at the Tampa Theater that are most likely all sold out. Let's find out. I'm going to click on it and try and buy tickets. Tonight and 2 shows tomorrow. It is the Take It Down tour. Now, will there be another? Oh, they're all sold out. Will there be another Netflix special, or what? How does that go?
I mean, it's like a process. So we start talking to them and trying to target a date. And yeah, I mean, we'll, if they make an offer, I guess we'll try to.
Well, I mean, you've had how many successful ones now? 3?
3.
Yeah. I mean, I went back and watched them all after the first one.
Oh.
They're all very funny.
Thanks, man.
But now everybody's trying to get Netflix specials.
It's huge.
But you have to, if you're the guy who stands out among the Netflix specials, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I guess. And then you also are thinking about, everything happens in trends, I feel like,
Yeah.
And so you go, well, it is the biggest thing, right? Now, for sure. But like, what's the next thing? Is the marketplace going to change?
Yeah.
Are other people going to, because I mean, Gaffigan just did one at Amazon. So you go like, oh,
Maybe
did he
that's
crack
a new
it?
spot.
Is it going to be a big thing there now? I don't know.
Whose special gets more money, you or Bert's? Did you compare notes on that?
What?
Who got more money?
Oh, I got more money.
You got more money.
Yeah. But I mean, I had done, like, that was the 3rd one for them. So he might get a crazy raise on the next one. Yeah.
Because they have they have both of his now.
Yeah, and like clearly that's the thing is like even though people get specials and there's a lot of specials, they don't all work, meaning like they don't all translate to, road success and everything. So you could just tell obviously it worked for him, which means that, I think of that as leverage for him, like that he'll go back and say, obviously this is
Sure, he's selling out.
But now Netflix, of course, releases 0 data.
Right.
So you're like at the most unfavorable negotiating play because you go like,
you can't say
you're like,
what
it went
you
pretty
did.
well, and they're like, nah, it didn't go that well. And you're like, can I see? And they're like, of course not.
Yeah.
So you get nothing.
Well, I mean, look, the one good thing is you do have options now. So if that's
You
the
do.
case, you can
You do.
go, or you can end up doing like Louis and eventually do your own thing.
Amazing what he was able to do.
Yeah.
I mean, but do you remember that? So for people that don't know, Louis was doing his own special. This is before Netflix blew up.
Right.
And then putting it on his website,
Right.
selling it for $5. And like the first one was so massive, and he made a crazy I think he did a screen grab. He did like a Burt thing. He was like, "Look how much money I have," and he put it on, and people were like, "Oh my god!" And then other big, well-known comics were like, "I'm going to do this," and they did not sell nearly as many.
Yeah.
So then you would see on their site that the price of the special went from like $5.99 to $7.99 because they're trying to make
get
as
that money
much.
back.
Yeah. He had like a special thing going.
Yeah, I like this. I like being able to see the stuff on Netflix, watch it whenever I want again.
It's great.
And yeah, it's totally good. Tom Segura, go listen to the podcast, Your Mom's House. Oh, so briefly, what can you say about I listened to it, but I don't know how it ended up.
Michael Jackson raped those kids.
Yeah.
The McDonald's thing.
Oh.
So I turned it on for 2 seconds and I was like, oh, this is not real. Like I didn't know. Like, where are you at with that? Like, I don't.
Oh yeah. So you know, like the how it all panned out.
Yes.
You do. So for people that don't know, they offered us some money to sponsor our show, and we were like, no, I'm not going to take like a corporate thing to just like put your colors in my studio.
Uh-huh.
And then they called again, and we're like, what if we offered you this amount of money? And we were like, no. And then like time passed. And they're like, what if it was like a couple $1 million structured over a couple of years? I was like, I'll definitely do whatever you want.
You can call me Ronald if you want to.
And then I don't know how they agreed to anything. And the first episode of our podcast in a new studio with McDonald's colors, we always play video clips, you know, like
right.
So we it's like a clip show basically. We play clips, then we, you know, it's like I guess almost like formatted in a way like a radio show where it's like we have time talking together. Clips and then guests, right? So, but like that episode, we really focused on this guy putting a butt plug in,
right?
And like, can you say that?
I don't know. I think so.
How about we
already said it.
I already said it, but I'm saying a guy using a device in a sexual manner, where he goes poop from.
Right.
Okay.
I think you made it worse.
I did.
All right, we get it though.
But you get it. Okay. So a guy doing a thing. Anyways. We showed it a lot, and we dissect it, and we break it down, and we're showing it, and we have to censor for our video part of the video.
Right.
Like we can't show it. Anyways, we spent like an hour on this guy, and then it goes up, and like within a day, they were like, "You're fired." I was like, "But this is consistent with what we do," and they were like, "Really?" I was like, "How do you not know?"
Research.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny.
Our show is gross, man. It's always gross.
By the way,
stuff.
thank you for making me uncomfortable with, I think his name is Marty, the naked guy.
Oh, yeah.
England.
Yeah. Dude, that guy.
On my Twitter feed, I just see this guy dancing around doing the hell, and I go, what the hell's going on? And of course, it was Tom who retweeted it because he found him, and then he wound up doing a video for you.
Yeah, so I retweeted. This guy is just out there. I think his name's Naked Martin, and he's just doing tweets naked, and he's just
an old guy.
He's an older guy, and he dances. It was like Bee Gees and like everybody was kung fu fight. He does like a little dance, but he's naked, and at the end of his dance, he's got a nice.
That's what I would do if I was.
Me too.
Big one.
It's a nice piece of equipment for sure. And then he flaps it around, and then he's like, you know, and then so I see one of these. I just retweet it, and the one I retweet happens to really pick up.
Right.
Gets like 10,000 likes or something, and anyway, the next day he tweets out, I discovered I was retweeted by Tom Segura. I have no idea who that is. I was told he's a comedian. I'm very happy to see this or something.
Yeah.
So I just like engaged, and I was like, my man, like it was an honor. And then he DMs me.
Oh, really?
And he's like, I'm just really pleased by this, and if you ever need a video, just let me know. I was like, as a matter of fact, there's a few I'd like you to make. So he started to do videos for me where he's saying what I ask him to say, and then he just like and it upsets so many people.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love I mean we did years of getting girls naked in the studio.
Yeah.
But after a while you're like, this isn't translating very well. This was before we had video accompanying here. And then we had the fetish girls would come in every once in a while when fetish cons in town, and they brought a guy in from Italy. He was a lawyer from Italy who likes to get kicked in the privates. And there's Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now when I'm old, I'm his age. I'm just gonna take my wiener out wherever I want. Just be like, I'm old. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I mean, that's not bad.
No, especially for an old man. Okay, so wait a second. I want to tell you. Oh, we also we started playing. All right, Carmen, what's in there? We started playing the Moose Soup Lady.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, Segura loves that too. We put that in the end of our closing because that was the best.
The day that I heard that, I knew I'd found love. You know what I mean? Like that was gonna stay with us for a while.
Have you seen the Chubsy Wubsy story that we had? I bet he would love that.
Oh yeah.
I don't
know if I can.
Wait, isn't it hard, by the way, to watch the dudes getting kicked in the balls?
Yes.
Right.
Well,
you're like, because
here's why, and I got to kind of be careful the way I describe it. He was in here, and he was naked, and the girl was doing it to him. Then she did it to him. Then the girl from the improv did it. Everybody was like getting their anxieties out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that like cathartic to you?
No, I didn't want to do it. It's just, you
got the opportunity.
Yeah, you get the opportunity.
So like,
you want to do it.
Shoe.
Oh, I was wearing flip flops, so it was barefoot, and I like crane kicked him.
Yeah, like Karate Kid style.
You did?
Yeah.
But then what?
And right in the.
Yeah, and it was swollen
Yeah, it
because
went
the girl
like
before
this.
had been kicking it like a lot.
Yeah.
So it went
And he's
from
in,
like
he's
this,
in his joy. He's in his glory.
Oh,
Like,
he would
this is great.
He's hurt and
drop
then he
down
loves
to
it.
his knees, and then he would get back up and be like, "Do it again."
Yeah.
Is he aroused?
No.
No,
He
no.
might have been.
Getting.
Yeah. But his area was like this.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird and discolored and all that, and it was
Yeah. I mean that's rough, man.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah. That would be.
Oh,
fun.
you know who else was here? Brad Williams was here that day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So nothing like having a lady kick a guy in the nuts 100 times and a midget just sitting here watching along.
Yeah,
that
he's
makes
just-
things so much funnier.
I
bet-
found that story. I have the audio if you would like to hear it.
Yeah, listen to this. This is something that I think that you would enjoy. This was a news story that we did the other day.
Okay.
Go ahead, play it.
Last week on Thursday, the 14th, I ordered a product, and then on Saturday, I realized that I did not need the product anymore.
Vanessa Glue talking about this, something called the Pooch Patch from a company with the same name. The product was featured on our morning show a while back.
The Pooch Patch is great because it's a natural, organic way to get your dog to go and do their business.
But when Vanessa canceled her order and couldn't get a refund, she expressed her views online.
I really just wish that he would accept a simple bad review.
That bad review didn't go over well. Pooch Patch's president by email made some unusual remarks.
He emailed me to tell me that he looked at photos of me online and he thinks that I'm chubby.
In one email, the company tells her, looking a little chubs in that profile photo.
You don't talk to people or comment on their body or body shame them.
She told the company she planned to report the replies to a government consumer agency. The response from Pooch Patch, "Ooh, so scared, chubby wubby. I reported you to Jenny Craig, the well-known weight loss program." And on it went.
Saying that I needed to go to Jenny Craig, and he referred to me as Fatty McFat. And I did post it on my social media, and because of that, people in my following ended up leaving more bad reviews.
Oh, that's the best.
We're definitely gonna play this.
Oh, I mean, is that not the best?
That's
Fatty
amazing.
McFat.
And I love a vindictive, psychopathic CEO,
yeah.
which fits the mold of how a lot of those guys are.
Right.
But like most of them might have that thought, like, oh, look at this fatty. I don't
This guy
care.
said it.
But like
He didn't
he's just
care.
like, I'm gonna send her messages.
Fatty
It's-
McFat.
And I
it.
love that the reporter, ooh, chubby wubby.
Oh man,
That's insane. That's crazy, man.
I tried. Do we know? I tried to get Bert to to tweet me uncomfortable questions to ask you,
Yeah.
but I don't think I didn't look at my thing.
You sleeping?
Did you text him, Carmen? Did he text you back?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought Spanish was going to try to call him in here. Do you want me to try to call him?
No, I don't care. I don't have anything uncomfortable anyway.
I don't know.
It all went too well.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like. I mean, you could ask me anything.
No, I know. I wasn't holding back. I just didn't know. I thought maybe you would have something that I didn't know about.
I can't think. You know.
Oh, you were gonna confess something.
No, I was trying.
Even better.
I was trying to think like what he would.
He
think.
would say.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm super happy for your success. Tom Segura's Netflix specials are fantastic. I mean,
Thanks, Mike.
Who do you like? Who are other comedians that you like? Like, I know you hang out with Rogan and those guys, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's hard. What I'm saying is like, I think I'm pretty good at recommending comedians to people because there are some we watch and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we had Chad Daniels
He's-
in. Bert recommended him.
I'm a producer
and
on his new special.
Oh, and then I watched him on your podcast, and I was like, yeah, poor guy. We came in. He was a trooper. He came in here, and we had a guy with reptiles in there, and we put a snake on his head.
Chad,
he wore it like a champion.
Chad's the best.
Yeah.
He has a new special that I'm a producer on that comes out in a month.
Now, what does that mean when you're a producer? You putting money up? I need to know this. I need to start producing stuff.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
So it just depends on different arrangements for different specials and shows and movies. You know, sometimes you're creative producer. Sometimes you're strictly just money.
Right.
Sometimes it's like, you know, you make certain things happen.
Yeah.
And that's why you're the. So there's different reasons why you can get a title like that.
See,
so.
these are now.
He's hilarious.
Oh, he was great. He was the first time he was here. We roll the dice with first timers sometimes and hope that it was good, and he was great. Like, he'd be a guy that would come back. There are some that won't.
Yeah.
Some that did not.
Who else do you like though? Who you like? We'll talk about who's good.
I mean, we have friends of the show. Like, we love Bobby Kelly.
It's
Yeah.
funny because Nate Bargatze is really funny stand-up, but he wasn't a great guest. He's very kind of low-key and just didn't really do much.
That's me though too, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I brought it out of you today. You were
Yeah, you're
great.
Yeah,
talking
today.
a
but
lot, though.
here's the thing though. It happened and it worked because like you guys were gracious enough about, you know what I mean? Like you wanted it to go well.
Yeah, I always.
But like
wanted to
I'm
go
not
out.
gonna. Yeah, but I'm saying like I'm not the guy who's gonna come in like
Tap dancing.
I'm gonna kill.
Yeah.
In this. Like it's happened, but I'm like, well, that's just because it happened.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, oh, this is what happens when I walk in the room, dude. I remember, by the way, and a lot of comics probably have this too, like really disappointing a radio guy one time.
Yeah.
Where he saw me on Thursday at a club, and literally the show ends on Thursdays. You know, it's one show typically in a club, right? And then 2 Friday, 2
Right.
Saturday. So I get off, and they're like, "Look, man, the guy from the local radio station, he is like flipping out about you from your set.
Right.
Like he loved the show. Will you go do his show in the morning?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And we had like different press set up. So I show up. And it's
Where
him.
can you say where?
Yeah, it was in the Denver area.
Okay.
So I show up and he's there, and with a co-host. So it's 2 guys, and I see the guy and he's like, "Oh hey man, and then like they're setting up, like coming out of a break. He's like, "You don't understand, like this guy brought the house down." Like keeps talking to his co-host,
Right.
like, "Man, you don't. I mean, I got." And the guy keeps looking. The other guy's like, "Okay," looking at me. So we come out of the break, and then the guy's like, "All right," he's like, "It's
Do
time." Go. And I was like, go. And then he was like telling his co-host, he was like, just relax, just watch. Like just watch.
Like you're a magician.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, so you see this in the news? And I was like, yeah, no, that was pretty crazy. And they're like, what are you doing, man? He's like, and then we'd cut the break. He goes, I'm telling you, man, I don't know what he's doing right now. Like right in front of me. Like, he's doing, I don't know why he's doing this.